I'm going to be introducing you, and I've got a few comments. So. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome, and so thank you so much for coming to our kickoff for Jazz Appreciation Month and for honoring one of the greatest musicians in the world, if not the greatest musician in the world, Mr. McCoy Tyner. Philadelphia is one of the world's greatest legacy cities. It has nurtured the art form from the early 20s to today and produced an extraordinary list of jazz luminaries, beginning with Ethel Waters and Bessie Smith, of course, John Coltrane, Billie Holiday, Joe Venuti, Benny Golson, Stan Getz, the Heath Brothers, Dizzy Gillespie, Sun Ra, Grover Washington, and of course, McCoy Tyner, and many, many others. Many of you have the brochure that was in your seat. Within it, we have a jazz timeline. There are over 50 artists there, and we had to narrow the list down in order to really honor the great legacy of jazz artists that have come out of Philadelphia. The music grew up and resonated through the neighborhoods and Philadelphia's numerous jazz families, and at the jazz clubs, and finally in the great concert halls. Hundreds of jazz and bebop legends are proud products of Philadelphia's powerhouse jazz culture. Many nurtured by lively art scenes during the 40s and 50s, spurred by clubs like on Columbia Avenue in North Philadelphia and in South Philadelphia and others, the Clef Club, Pep's, Showboat, and so many others. Today, jazz is once again entering a new period of musical synthesis and experimentation. That legacy continues. Philadelphia continues to boast more than its share of innovators and virtuosos, including people like Jamaluddin Tacuma and Bobby Zankel and Orrin Evans and Jaleel Shaw. You know, the next generation is coming on, and with its musical cultures and vibrant jazz scene, Philadelphia promises to build on its rich history as a center for jazz innovation. I want to take a moment and ask all the musicians to stand. We have met. Yes, yes. And I would also like all of the venues, the 20 venues that participated in this celebration, to also stand and be recognized. It is because of you, jazz lives in Philadelphia. Among our Jazz Appreciation Month partners are the Annenberg Center for the Performing Arts, the Philadelphia Clef Club, the Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Bainbridge Club, Ars Nova, the Kimmel Center, Brandywine Workshop, Jazz Bridge, the Woodmere Art Museum, Lifeline Music Coalition, the Free Library of Philadelphia, Producers Guild, the Philadelphia Jazz Project, Musicology, Drexel University Jazz Orchestra, Jazz on South Street, Unitarian Universalist Church of the Restoration, Cats and Hats Productions, of course, Center City Jazz Festival, Painted Bride Arts Center, Charles Blockson Afro-American Collection at Temple University, Opera Philadelphia, the African American Museum of Philadelphia, WRTI, the World Cafe, and the Philadelphia Asian American Film Festival. That's quite a list. All of them came together to make this happen so that we could present 40 events to you during the month of April that include everything from lectures to panels, but to many, many performances. So, thank you so much for your efforts to make Philadelphia Jazz Appreciation Month special. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge our Clef Club Youth Ensemble, which has been entertaining you. That includes James Collins on piano, Nasir Ebo on drums, Richard Hill on bass, and Emmanuel Wilkins on saxophone. So without further ado, I'd like to bring to the podium our mayor, Michael Nutter.
Just amazing. Good morning, everyone. And the love in the room is, you can feel it. Helen, thank you so very much for your tremendous leadership, the Office of Arts, Culture, and the Creative Economy. We were very lucky when the change came about that Helen said yes, and I knew she'd be great. But I mean, she's so gone above and beyond. But I mean, that's what you expect with Helen Haynes. So very fortunate. Councilwoman Blackwell, thank you for being here. I know a person again who has a tremendous appreciation for the arts and music and all things that are good for Philadelphia. I have to say to our young artists over here, as I came out of my office with Mr. Tyner, y'all were kicking it. I was really enjoying that walk from the office, and made me start thinking that we maybe want to have you here on a regular basis. You really just kind of lighten up the place a little bit, and folks love when I just announce like an idea I had like 2 minutes ago and don't tell them. So I think I want to work with the Clef Club and maybe some of our other young talent and try to figure out maybe like a Jazz Friday, Music Friday, something like that later in the day, and just really enliven City Hall. You know, it's we do a lot of serious and important things around here and all that, but every now and then you just got to appreciate the music and what music does. Some of you certainly probably know this. I listen to music all day long in my vehicle. I get enough news, and some of it not particularly great, so I do not listen to that in my quiet space in my vehicle. It is all, some people are all news all the time. I'm all music all the time. That's all I listen to in my car is music. Got my own device, got my own playlist, got a whole array of stuff. I made a jazz playlist for the office just the other day. To the great staff at the Office of Arts and Culture, and certainly the Office of the City Representative, everyone who's been involved in this event. Our Chief of Staff and Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Everett Gillison, is here with me. He's a great music aficionado as well. It seems like, so as we were in the office with Mr. Tyner, and I was telling him that Mr. Golson was here, and I said, not too long ago. And Helen reminded me that that was a year ago. But it felt like Mr. Golson had been here not too long ago when we announced Jazz Month last year. And I think the point is that it just really all kind of runs together. We have this incredible array of artists, and as Helen made reference to, if you've not seen the, it's kind of big, and then you have to fold it out. I had to put mine on the floor yesterday to read it. But you look and read and appreciate the talent that has come out of this city or been connected to this city. This is the music town of the United States of America. People understand that. People get that. And we should really appreciate that. So, jazz, of course, we know, one of America's most authentic, original gifts to the arts and to humanity. Philadelphia's history is full of great jazz musicians, as I mentioned, and composers who have become successful here in Philadelphia, across the country, and in many instances, of course, literally around the world. The roots of jazz planted in Philadelphia are strong and deep, again, from the likes of John Coltrane, Dizzy Gillespie, Clifford Brown, Philly Joe Jones, and we're proud to acknowledge them and so many others. There was an article just the other day, and we certainly need to recognize and maybe fix a couple things as well. Lady Day. Billie Holiday, born in Philadelphia, grew up a variety of places, had her life challenges, but no one's ever going to deny the greatness of Billie Holiday. Her 100th birthday will be on April the 7th. She was born in West Philadelphia, grew up around the world, but always had a positive feeling about this city, and at times this was the only place that she could play because of the persecution, because of people being after her, and she played frequently at the Earl, formerly at 11th and Market, and of course many of you know the Showboat, which is in the basement of a hotel which used to stand at Broad and Lombard. The Billie Holiday tribute album, Coming Forth by Day, will be released on April 7th. She'll be inducted into the Apollo Theater Walk of Fame in New York City on April 6th. There was a question in the article the other day in the paper about the Avenue of the Arts and the Music and Artists Walk of Fame. I don't necessarily know that we own that, but we're certainly going to talk to the folks at the Avenue of the Arts. There should be a star and a plaque for Billie Holiday on South Broad Street. So, as Helen mentioned, across the country and again around the world, our city is known as one of the key places where jazz really got its start. Music venues, again, like Pep's, Clef Club, the Cadillac Show Bar, and the Aqua Lounge, all here in Philadelphia, were the spaces where artists developed their signature styles. One point of personal privilege, I want to make mention that this spring is the 25th anniversary of the opening of Zanzibar Blue, the original club on 11th Street, owned by my best friend, Robert Bynum, he and his brother, Ben, and their dad, who played a critical role in music here in the city. Again, you know the Cadillac Club, you know the Rendezvous. Many of you, maybe a little younger, remember the Impulse at Broad and Germantown. But now today, of course, they're actively involved in Warm Daddies in Paris and many other venues. And so just a shout out to the Bynum family and the impact that they have had in the music scene here in the city as well. Many of the great artists that I talked about have gone on to build international reputations and proudly give Philadelphia due credit for fostering their talent. Some of these stars have taken part in established music programs in Philadelphia, such as Settlement Music School, where generations of Philadelphians began their musical careers. Others have been involved with the Philadelphia Clef Club, celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Give it up for the Clef Club. A place, of course, where young musicians can study and play among the company of leaders in the genre. With all that history, it is certainly fitting that Philly honors Jazz Month every year. It really is Jazz Day every year for some of us. This is the 5th year that we've officially observed April as Jazz Appreciation Month. And I'm very pleased to honor one of our most incredible, legendary musicians with a very special Philadelphia recognition. McCoy Tyner. McCoy Tyner is Philadelphia through and through. Born here in 1938, and grew up during the fertile jazz and R&B scene in the early 50s. At 17, he began a career-changing relationship with fellow Philadelphian John Coltrane, then a sideman saxophonist with Miles Davis. I mean, this is like literally a walk through history. Mr. Tyner then joined John Coltrane for the classic album, My Favorite Things, one of my favorite songs, in 1960, and remained at the core of the John Coltrane Quartet, one of the most influential groups in jazz history. He performed on Coltrane's classic recordings, such as Live at the Village Vanguard, Impressions, and Coltrane's signature suite, A Love Supreme. After leaving the Coltrane Quartet, Mr. Tyner went on to release nearly 80 albums under his name. His 1972 Grammy-nominated album, Sahara, broke new ground incorporating the sounds and rhythms of Africa. His blues-based piano style, sophisticated chords, and explosively percussive left hand, one of the most identifiable sounds in improvised music. McCoy Tyner has continually expanded his vision of the musical landscape and incorporated new elements, whether from distant continents or diverse musical influences. This incredibly talented musician and disarmingly modest man has earned 4 Grammys, has been honored as a jazz master by the National Endowment for the Arts, and continues to be a strong influence on generations of improvisers. I'd like to present to him a personally inscribed Philadelphia Liberty Bell, which symbolizes American freedom. In his own way, McCoy Tyner has set free to the winds the minds of millions, free with his incredible jazz music. We also want to welcome and acknowledge, and certainly welcome his son, Nuruddin Tyner. We want to acknowledge Mr. Tyner's wife, Ms. Aisha Tyner. And so with that, Mr. Tyner, if you could come over. I have a presentation and a gift to you from the city of Philadelphia. On behalf of the city of Philadelphia, please accept this appreciation for the great influence that you've had in the city, this country, and our world. Jazz is the art form which you've given it an incredible life that will live forever. Congratulations.
What I'd like to say is I'm glad I grew up in Philadelphia.
I want to get you right over here to the mic.
Great city, great musicians. You know, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm really glad I grew up here. Yeah. Thank you very much, Mayor Nunny. It is wonderful to be back home in Philadelphia. I would like to thank the mayor and the people of this great city for making his possibility for me. No matter where I am in the world, Philadelphia always has a special place in my heart. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You're good.
Right? He said he's a man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Tyner. Thank you. Here you go. Okay, we'll move over.
Okay.
Okay. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, Philly's own, Mr. McCoy Tyner. All right, so I have one more thing to do. Of course, we have a proclamation, tremendously well written, very informative, and appropriately quite long, which I will not read because I actually want to hear more of the music. But let me just do this part. McCoy Tyner, born in West Philadelphia on December 11th, 1938, grew up in the rich jazz and R&B music scene of Philadelphia in the early 50s. On Wednesday, April 1st, 2015, Philadelphia proudly observes its 5th annual Jazz Appreciation Month, joining in an initiative launched in 2002 by the Smithsonian Institution's National Museum of American History. Philadelphia Jazz Appreciation Month will conclude on Thursday, April 30th, with Jazz Appreciation Day, an initiative of the member cities of the United States Conference of Mayors established in 2010. Therefore, I, Michael A. Nutter, Mayor of the City of Philadelphia, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2015 to be Philadelphia Jazz Appreciation Month in Philadelphia, and urge all citizens to take part in the experience of superlative jazz featured within over 40 events presented during Philadelphia Jazz Appreciation Month at venues throughout the city, and congratulate Mr. McCoy Tyner as the 2015 Jazz Legend honoree, and salute the Philadelphia Clef Club on their 20th anniversary on the Avenue of the Arts. Signed by me as the Mayor of the City of Philadelphia, this is an official document of our city government. Happy Jazz Month in Philadelphia. There we go. I got you.
Helen.
We want to thank everyone for coming out today and giving tribute to this great musician to join us in the celebration of Jazz Appreciation Month. We're going to continue to have music because this is like old home weekend here, right? So please feel free to linger and speak with each other, and we're going to have some more music by the Clef Club Youth Ensemble. This evening,
Is there a hashtag?
yeah, we do have a hashtag. Hashtag Philly Jazz Month. So go ahead and tweet about it.
Tweet it out.
Let them know.
Yeah.
And also, we're going to be having a celebration for Mr. Tyner, a meet and greet at the Philadelphia Clef Club this evening from 6 till 8, and you're welcome to come down for that as well. Thank you so much.
One more time from the Clef Club Jazz Band. Come on, guys.